All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday's Fun Fold. It is 10/29 or October 29th, 2025. And so that means we're at the end of the month. I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say it's close to Halloween. It means in the Stampin' Up world, it means you have 3 days left to take advantage of the amazing deal to join Stampin' Up. I would ask you to join the Blessed Crafters team. We are a great group of ladies that we are supportive, we inspire, and we're creative. So we have a lot of fun locally here in Yuma, Arizona, or globally. So globally, meaning I have a few military spouses that have joined Stampin' Up. And so when you are stationed overseas, you can sell Stampin' Up to other military affiliated people. So that's fun. But I am starting to do some virtual online stuff for people that are not local. So you do not have to be here. Although I love a good craft session around the kitchen table. But one of the great things about the internet is that we can have that same experience online. So with all that being said, on Wednesdays here in the Crafty Casita, I do a fun fold video. So if you just dropped upon this video, then every Wednesday I do a fun fold. It gets posted onto YouTube. If you sign up for my email, you get the recipe for that. And also the link to the video. So you can find me on all the socials at JO Layout Crafts. I would love it if you liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel. And today's card has lots of bits and pieces. Love a good card that uses scraps, right? So let's make the table bigger, the table camera. And today's card is this guy right here. And it is a gift card holder. Now, if you don't want it to be a gift card holder, you're just going to not do this fold right here. Okay. Let me take a drink of water because I talked a lot in my live video. So if you don't know, I do live videos also on Wednesday, and you can find those on my YouTube channel. So it's just a different like header on YouTube. There's videos and then there's lives. Lives go obviously under the live video, and then all the other videos, the pre-recorded videos, are under video. So we are going to be using this gorgeous nest of winter paper that I wasn't sure if it was actually still current. And it is still current, but it's not available right now, but it's coming back. So, but I wanted to do something Christmassy, obviously. And I've done a lot with the newer stuff, and I had a pack of this. So it's like, all right, let's bring it out. And also I wanted kind of a rustic. I'm using the country wood. You guys, if you have watched my videos before, know I love this wood grain paper. And so, yeah, so let's get started. Okay. Where are my directions or my measurements? There we go. Okay. We are going to start with cherry cobbler, and it's just a flat card base, right? Flat card base. If you wanted to make it an open card base, you would just do, 4¼ by 11, score it at 5½. And then that way you could have a little bit more room to write if you wanted to. It would just be like a double card. But this guy's going to be flat. So this is 4¼ by 5½, right? And I have designer series paper that is 4 by 5¼ So let's go ahead. I'd use some glue because I'm running out of seal. And hopefully I don't make a mess. You guys, if you've been following me, you know I always say I'm like a kindergartner when it comes to how messy I get with this glue. let's go ahead and do that. But if it does make a mess, the good thing is you can wipe it up. A little bit there. You can wipe it up. It also dries clear. So to wipe it up, I usually just take a piece of scrap paper and I just wipe it off like so. And there you go. Okay, now the fun full part of this card is this guy right here. So shaded spruce, beloved shaded spruce, talked about it in my live. And I'm going to need the trimmer. So let's get that out. This guy is, what is he? He is 3 1/4 by 10 1/4. And we're going to score it. Oh my goodness. Another drink of water. We're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. So 4 1/4 here. Oh, let's not do that. Let's do it this way. 4 1/4. Make sure you're using your score blade and not your cut blade. And 8 1/2. So there's 8 1/2. Now, if you didn't want it to be a gift card holder, you could just cut this. You would just make it this. Well, let me tell you how small you would make this piece of paper. You would make it 8 1/2. Duh. This would be 8 1/2. But we are going to make it a gift card holder. So we are going to, excuse me. Oh goodness, really? When I typically do my live Wednesday morning, I give myself like maybe an hour before doing this video. And today I didn't do that. And so I think my voice is going to go. But we're going to do some folding here. So we're taking that small little section and we're folding it up because that's a little pocket, right? And then we're going to fold this guy down like so. And then we're going to add some tear and tape. Now, is tear and tape overkill? It could be. But because there's a lot of movement when you're putting a gift card in and out, pulling it out, putting it, sliding it in, I always use tear tape for gift cards for that little pocket. And then we're going to, not peel the whole thing off. No, we're not. And if my fingers aren't working, you can kind of poke at it with your Pick a tool. Like so. And then I'm just going to fold this guy over because it had a little bit too long right there. Okay, so we are going to make our little pocket. And then I have some designer series paper. And I just, what is this? This is 1 1/2 by 3. And just used tear and tape also on here. Do you have to? Absolutely not. I'm just happened to be running out of seal. And you guys saw I was a little messy with the glue. Okay, so we're going to add this guy like so. And then I have 2 pieces, one designer series paper that is 3 by 4. And that's going to go on the front. And then I have a piece of basic white that's going to go up here. And we're going to do some stamping on that. So I'll do that in a minute. But let me go ahead and put this piece on. I try to kind of do my layers so that it just kind of gets things out of the way. Let's go ahead and do this like so. Okay, I want to fold this a little bit more. There we go. All right. I also love that this paper has the pine cones, And then on the delicate pines that is available right now, they have these pine cones, and I think they're just super, super cute. So we're going to play around with those a little bit. And let me do the stamping. Okay, so for the stamping, I pulled in the Pine Tree Trimmings stamp set. And let's see, what did I do? I did 'Tis the Season and Sending Christmas Wishes. So I want Sending Christmas Wishes. I want that guy on the inside. So just a nice little greeting. And then, can you guess what we're going to do with the greeting on the outside? Yep, we're going to hole punch it. So we're just going to stamp on this piece of scrap, basic white, and then we're going to punch it out. And I used, what is this, 1 3/4 punch, like so. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's go ahead and build some of this. Oops. We're going to add this guy. And then we'll add the pocket onto the front of the card. Like so. Okay. And then because I've been playing around with this Delicate Pines bundle so much lately, I was like, I want to use the little sprigs, of pine, hence the name Delicate Pine, I think. And so that's kind of where I got the idea to do all of this. So we're going to be using die cuts, and we're going to be using this guy and this guy. Also, I already have them cut out, but we're going to be using the pine cones, which is great to layer. So you have like the front and the back. So, and I used the I always call it self. It's not self-adhesive. It is. It's just the adhesive sheets. And so we're going to be pulling that off, and well, let's go ahead and do that now, since I have it in my hand. And then most of the time, all the little guys come off with it. Sometimes you get 1 or 2 guys that just don't want to leave. And then we're going to attach it to this guy. Let's see if I can do it mid-air. There we go. Okay. I also cut out some, I guess these are holly berries from this. This is just sparkly red glitter paper that I have from, it's got the adhesive on the back of it. It's in my craft stash. So there's that. But we do need these guys to cut out some stuff. So I have some scraps with, I need like a little tray, I think, where I can put all this stuff so I don't lose it. Like a little, yeah, like a little bowl or something. Okay, so let's get the machine out, and we're going to do some cutting. Now there's only 1 of each side. No, there's not. There's more than 1. There's a couple of these. Let's see. Yeah, there is. So we could cut out more than 1 at a time. There's only 1 big one, but because Let me see where the adhesive is on this guy. I want to use up all the adhesive that I can on this scrap, right? And there. Now, I am going to, and then let's put, let's see. We can also do it halves because I am going to be cutting this. Oops, I am going to be cutting this guy in half. So to use the maximum of our adhesive that we have on our scrap, I think I'm going to do it, put it through the machine a couple times. So let's see. We have this guy. Ooh. I try to keep the paper on the glass mat for the reflection for you guys, but it makes it kind of slide, the big machine slide around. If it's just on your tabletop, it does not slide like that. Let's see if I can poke this guy out. It's already sticky, so I'm going to put it on my silicone mat so that it stays there. Let's go ahead and use this guy. Let's do this guy. And I'm going to, let's see, just do like halves because I'm probably going to cut them anyway. All right. And then we'll do the shaded spruce big guy, and then we'll finish off the card. Let's see. And I did say I was going to do halves on here, huh? So let's run this through the machine. And I'm really trying to like maximize my adhesive sheet, right? I do save bits and pieces, but we'll do this guy full. Oops. There we go. And also the greeting is going to cover up like the contact part. So we can use different kind of glue also. All right. So let's start pulling this apart. Let me get this out of the way. Oh. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want my greeting right about here because I want to see a lot of the birds, right? I don't want to. And we're going to pull this guy out. Actually, what I'm going to do is pull it from the back. I'm going to pull this guy off and then see if this, there we go. Now, all of these little guys, I don't care if they're still in there because a lot of it's going to be covered up. So, because I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go like this. Every card I make is always just a smidge different, right? Because depending on where your birds are on your designer series paper. So let's cut this guy off and see if this works. I am going to put, I think I'll probably do a glue dot down here to attach all of this together. I'm going to put this guy like so. And then I have a bunch of these old olive guys, right? So let's go ahead. I'll cut this guy in half. And I'm attaching the pine to the designer series paper, and then I'm going to pop up the greeting. So, ooh, there was one in there. Okay, let's pull that off. I'm actually going to cut this guy because it. And so we're just building this kind of, I'm going to call it a wreath, but I don't think it's going to go all the way around, right? I think it's just kind of building the wreath behind it, right? Like, it's a great way to use up all your little scraps. And I think I want a glue dot on this guy. I can find the edge. Sometimes I'm not patient enough. All right, here we go. What else do we have? Got more. And then the little pie cone is going to go on top of the sentiment. So it's going to go on the, I'm going to add some on the bottom, have those guys sticking out, right? So could be a bird's nest, could be a wreath. I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? Are you capturing the vision here? Let's see. I have a hard time with my fingers today. All right. Try the pick a tool again. These guys are so delicate. There we go. But I do love how they just kind of peel right off. It's so, I was going to say easy, but you guys see me struggling with them. It's really my fingers that are having issues today. Okay, so let's see. So I have a couple of these guys because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy, I think I'm going to put him probably right about there. And then I want some sprigs kind of shooting out of the pine cone, but not covering up the sentiment, right? And then we will see if I need to use the machine anymore, but you guys are getting the gist of this, right? We're going to add like so. There we go. And don't forget the little red guys right here. Oh my goodness. They do have adhesive a sheet on them. And always a fun day when you're, there you go. Fingers are not cooperating. So let's see. I think I'm going to put this guy, I don't know, right about there, I guess. It's going to cover it up a little bit. And then I'm going to, oh, he already has adhesive on him. So I'm going to attach it to the circle punch, right? But some of it is going to be hanging off. So I am going to add some dimensionals because I'm putting dimensionals on here, right? All right, let's see. Don't forget to use your sides, definitely, of all of your dimensionals. There we go. Maybe you could pull them too. They don't have to be cut. You can just tear them. All right. I also heard something the other day that was like, you don't have to take all of these off. Like if you have some in the middle, you don't have to take the backs of them off. I was like, oh, that's genius. If you're just using it for, right, you have enough that are going to attach and use the adhesive. So there we go. And this guy, I think, is done. I'm not saving this guy. It's going to the trash. All right, guys. Well, thank you for sticking with me as we build this. I just think it's so cute. The little pines and the wreaths with the gift card. So here is the one we made right now. Here's the one I made yesterday, kind of, right? Depending on where your designer series paper is, I think it's always probably going to be a little bit different if you're building around it. So hopefully you got, so not in focus. There we go. All right, guys. Hopefully you like that card. I will put a graphic on the Facebook page. And I love it when you guys either send me or post the projects, the cards. I think they've all the cards so far. Of the cards that you guys are inspired to create by these Funfold videos. Hopefully you like it. I will be back next week. Don't forget to sign up for my email. And hopefully you get to have a little bit of paper crafting fun today. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.